Hello and welcome to youtube.com/Voctor Gaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist Jesse Rain, and you are watching episode number 1 of Bronze to the Top. So because this is a new series, I'm going to start by introducing myself and talking a little bit about my life up to this point. My name is, of course, the vocal terrorist Jesse Rain. About 8 years, maybe nearly 9 years ago now, I got involved in British wrestling. I've worked as the ring announcer for Future Shock, Grand Pro Wrestling and the XWA up in Morecambe. I also served as a long-time commentator for the XWA right up until their Vendetta show, which is the last show they have so far put on. Due to one thing or another, I eventually moved away from British wrestling and I'm no longer taking bookings in it to any great effect. And I moved into StarCraft 2. That's where Voctor Gaming was born as a YouTube channel. It was a place for me to do test commentaries, essentially, and try and pick up the game and try and see if I could hone my commentary craft. In the move from wrestling to StarCraft 2, there are similarities, there are differences. But that's where youtube.com/Voctor Gaming came in. Then I ended up going to the Manchester Barcraft, held at the Kyoto Gaming Lounge. And from there, I met a guy called Andy Lochte. He put me in touch with scvrush.com, and the wonderful people there gave me a chance. They allowed me to commentate on their Bronze, Silver, Gold tournaments and even let me do a Masters Brawl. Unfortunately for me, I was not up to scratch. I can put my hands up and say that. I just was not at the level that they expect in a commentator, and that's perfectly fine. So I was let go. Unfortunately, just a few weeks before it, I'd also been left by my fiancée, and so things were pretty grim at the time. I hadn't been playing much StarCraft because I'd been busy with dealing with my relationship falling apart and obviously with trying to still commentate. And that's where the idea of Bronze to the Top was born. Credit to Jack Tansey of scvrush.com, who essentially came up with the concept where I would film videos twice a week of me playing ladder games and trying to improve. At the time, I was pretty much around the bronze silver level. I was kind of swapping between the two leagues and I wasn't playing very much. And the idea was I would write articles about my move up the ladder, about learning the new game knowledge, while also creating video. This was way back in July. Now, because of one reason or another, as I lose my train of thought entirely, because of one reason or another, this series hasn't debuted until now. I wanted to improve the recording quality I had. I wanted to invest in the new webcam, get a better microphone. The only thing left to do now is to improve the lighting. I am buying some brand new lighting in about 4 or 5 weeks time, along with a backdrop, so you will no longer have to see my bed, which means I will no longer have to make it every time, which is excellent. So what's going to be happening here in the basic concept is I'm going to play 3 ladder games. I'll split them up into 3 parts, so it's very easy to watch for you guys. And we'll talk briefly after each game about what went wrong, what went right, and I'll try to improve and try and move up the ladder. Right now, I'm in gold. I'm sitting at position number 5 with 404 points and 56 wins this season. I have 42 bonus pool because, honestly, I spent a little bit too long in Glasgow and not enough time playing. So we're going to get into a game. I'm going to put my headphones on and I'm going to switch over. If you'll just give me a second, because I need to Alt-Tab out of this and add the SCVrush logo. Straight after recording this video, while I'm uploading it, I will embark upon writing article number 1, which hopefully will also go live on the scvrush.com website. I'm not entirely sure the status of that right now. They are so busy with the pokerstrategy.com tournament, and you should be watching that right now if you're not. So as we see, here I am. I'm number 5 in the league. I've got 404 points, as I said before, and we're just going to straight up hit. Now, I used to play Terran, just making sure everything's right there. Now I play Protoss. I also play Zerg in Heart of the Swarm, which you can view in my other series called, funnily enough, How Do I Zerg, where I play terribly every game. But here we go, we're going to get into it now, and it's going to be a PvP. Now, it's been a few days since I've played, and all I've played is Heart of the Swarm recently, so that's not going to go so well. Forgive me if it does take some time to get back into the swing of things and how they work. Earlier today, I was in Manchester, in fact, recording some stuff with Andy Lochte for the Manchester Barcraft YouTube channel. It's going to be wicked sweet. So keep your eyes posted to youtube.com/Manchester Barcraft for more on that as it goes up. The first should be up by the time this video is live on YouTube, because it takes me forever to upload with my terrible internet. So, as we see, my computer is better than my opponent's, which is always important to have. It's that psychological edge. He's sitting there waiting. I'm ready. I'm relaxed. I have my legs crossed. Okay. And now we split like a pro. That's my first ever attempt at splitting, by the way, guys. I did that just for you, and I decided to do it about 1 second before I did it. So we throw in the good luck, have fun. It was a Protoss, so I'm not going to wall off. That's fine. I'm going to probe scout. I always probe scout after a pylon, and apologies if I don't talk once we really get into things. It becomes harder to concentrate. So, just trying to spam down that pylon. Here we go. I'll key that to 2, and then we just wait for the probe. We go first probe, we build 2, and then we get ready to chrono. It's all coming back to me now. There we go, there goes the chrono. Boom. And we'll chrono this again. Yep. Oops. That's fine. It doesn't matter that I chronoed early because, well, it's not going to get used properly anyway. And now we're going to come over and build a gateway. Oh, he is close to me. So unless he checked precisely, I'm going to assume he's over there. And honestly, that's kind of worrying to me. I want to make sure he's not doing anything funny. Normally, I wouldn't follow him like that. But like I say, I literally just want to make sure nothing strange is going on. And now we're going to drop a pylon again. Come back down to here. And we're going to get that going. My cyber core hits at 17 normally. No, it's going to be 16. Because of the fact that that probe is away chasing that. So I'm slightly behind. Come on. And that's fine, you can come back now. Right, I've seen everything here, he's just gassing normally. I want to build this Zealot. And then once I start this, I can chrono it again. Because I can get 2 probes out before building the next pylon. The timing's just about work. And I'm going to build this one over here just so I can keep an eye on there and perhaps warp in on low ground if necessary. Did not mean to do that. I wanted to buy warp gate and start chronoing it. Let's just check all this crap. Just make sure nothing's about. So we will not be expanding until we see our opponent do the same. I'm going to drop another gas now because I want enough. I'm going to chrono that again because it is important. Make sure I've got enough money for my sentry. Okay, he's getting a stalker out. His stalker's out before me, which means that doesn't mean he was chronoing because I was super late with my stalker. And now we're going to build another pylon. Now I like to build them all here because, well, I like to just make sure everything is a-okay. That's all fine. And now we're going to build the robo. I think once I've got some immortals out, I should be okay. Make sure these are on hold position. Now I want another sentry, so I'm just going to wait for the gas to hit. There we go. And now really my focus is on making these gateways. There goes one, and in a second we'll drop the second one. And then you can go there. That's going to be done. That's fine. I don't need to worry about that. That's 6. Let's get hotkey to 5. And I want another pylon, this time over here. So first thing we do is get the observer out. I want to know what's going on, basically. I'm going to save my chrono for my first immortal. Oh my god. Panic force field! Okay, so he's definitely got a pylon nearby. Oh my god. I am panicking like crap.
I am here in the shadow.
You require more Vespine gas.
I am here in the shadows.
Okay, so his sentries have come back home, which makes me hopeful for the future.
You must construct additional.
Oh, and look at that, I'm pylon blocked, what a noob! But it's fine, you know, with this, oh, get up here. I'm just going to move down, I'm honestly feeling pretty safe. Yep, there goes his expansion. It doesn't even look like he's got a pylon nearby, so, well, I'm happy. I'm going to see exactly how much he's got.
You have not enough minerals.
What's that? Don't have enough minerals.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Do you know what? No, he's got enough that I don't want to go into that.
You have not enough minerals.
I am here in the shadows.
So right now I've got a ton of gas, not so many minerals. I'm going to want to pylon up again with this. I'm going to drop one here and one here, so we know exactly what we're doing there. And right now we're just going to get stalkers to add to this. We want the next immortal. We want that to point it there.
You have not enough minerals.
Right now that is going to fill up exactly everything. Once these pylons finish, we'll be fine. I'm going to add another one at the back here just in case. And I'm going to add another gateway. Maybe 2. Or shall I go double robo?
You have not enough minerals.
I'm going to go double robo.
You have not enough minerals.
I am here in the shadows.
So we can send a couple of these over here.
I return to
And start chronoing these.
our duty.
You have not enough. You have not enough minerals. You have not.
I am here.
You have not enough minerals.
I am here in the shadows.
I kind of want to just stick a forward pylon down near his base and see how long I can get away with it for. I'm going to keep chronoing these at this point. So you are going to come here and you're going to try and stick a pylon in here and be sneaky. So right now the important thing is to get this economy up.
I am the voice of the eclipse. I am here.
Everything else is secondary to making probes and chronoing them. And now I'm thinking time for a bay so I can double Colossus.
I am here in the shadows.
Good, that's actually going down. Do you know what, I'm going to try and get up into this main just to see what I can do. And we're going to grab you, we're going to make a few more
Probes are under
pylons.
attack.
What did I say? Oh, it's mostly zealots right now. So once I get some Colossus out, we should be pretty good. Now, right now, I should add 2 more gas because I'm just kind of at that point. I'll add some zealots to tank at the front since he's got quite a few. And I'm going to want to pylon like crap as well. Do you know what? I'm going to do 3 pylons. It's too many, but that's actually fine.
require more.
Oh, let's put some of you in gas. Oh! Should have thought about blink, so okay, I did lose that. Now how much damage is he going to do? Is he going to kill that robot? He could if he focused it. He's not going to though. And he even left some of his stalkers up here, actually stranded them. Oh dear, my friend. So now, some of you are going to stay there. Oh, and I can't build any more Colossus. I really need to rebuild that super fast. I'm going to build it down here now just to be safe. And you know what? We are going to expand again. So I'm just going to go kill him. Just come here. Put a ton of pylons. Add that to the Nexus so I can see it.
Base is under attack.
That's a shame. Let's just see what I can do. Okay, he's going to Archon. Should have seen that really from the Zealots. So let's see how this goes. Probably throw up those. We're not doing too bad, to be honest. He's got an observer there, but it's not going to do any damage. I've lost some Colossus. He's building a lot more of those, but... Well, honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I've got a lot of probes. And there's the GG! Boom! Game number 1 done. That felt good. I'm going to be honest here. That's probably the best I've felt in a little while. He did some damage with the Blink Stalkers, but I shut it down fairly well. He stopped the Colossus, but I did see essentially what was going on. And just went over and killed him, which is what PvP is about. So as we see he's in goal, we're going to see exactly what position. We were teams even. Look at that, in fact, Division rank 5. So we're even at, exactly the same rank. I've moved up to Division rank 4 now. But that felt good. So what we're going to do, we are going to load up this replay. And I'm just going to check, make sure everything's fine on the recording. Yep, excellent. I'm just going to take a look. We're going to go through that game. I want to see exactly what he did, what times he did it. This is basically what I do. I like to look at my opponent after the game. I know what I did. So he scouted me fast, that was fine. I figured out where he was from that and came down and scouted him. I saw the gas, I saw the gateway, so no forge, no cannon rushy rubbish. Feeling happy. Okay, so we already see a divergence. He adds that second gas really fast before this gateway comes down. Now, I've only just started warp gate, and look at this, he's already added in that second gate, so he does that really early. If we just check the probe count, I'm even behind in probes. Now that interests me. I want to slow this down, and I just want to see that again. I want to see this timing from him. Now he delays the cyber core for it, so I'm not too sure I like it. I feel like this really is just a heavy pressure build, and when he didn't do that pressure damage, I'm going to skip forward to see exactly what he does from it. Okay, his probe's out there, my probe's here, so that's fine. Obviously I see this Stalker, so I know he's getting stuff out of me, and I know I was slightly delayed. So yeah, he's going 2 gate Stalker into Robo. Yeah, this is a heavy pressure build. Now right now he's still got more probes than me. That's something that's interesting. That's partly because I screwed up my Chrono Boost, but that's something I'll be taking a look at more in depth later when I've got more time and figuring out exactly what his timings are on that, because of course I do not want to be 2 probes behind ever, especially since he got 2 gas, and essentially at this point he's got 3 Stalkers to my 1 Stalker, 1 Zealot, 1 Sentry. So no way should he be 3 probes in front of me. Now his Robo's up. He's going to come in here with 3 Stalkers. Now this is just not enough. Your 3 Stalker pressure. At this level, I'm afraid, sentries are just going to rule you the day. I think I could have straight up killed that. Like, he'd have wanted to pull back and micro against it. If you micro against this army with that army, you win, but you can't micro when there's a force field, even if that force field placement is horrible. So he comes in again, but I've got another Stalker. He loses his, and this just kills that. Like, that's as simple as that. There's no forward pylon, so we can't reinforce. Comes home with the sentries and expands. So at this point, I've caught up in the probe count, so I'm happy with that. We've both got an Immortal out. I've got 3 Stalkers to his 2, 3 sentries to his 2, and a Zealot to his none. Right now, I am in a really strong position, and that's what happens in PvP when you take down that initial attack. When you stop it from doing any damage at all, I didn't lose a single unit. I'm in a strong position now. We're at the same economically, and I've got a stronger army. So I'm glad I didn't move forward. I don't want to attack up that ramp. I'd seen his 2 sentries, so I made the right decision there. One of the decisions you have to make, I feel, at this level in Protoss vs Protoss, is when do you go and attack? And at that point, I saw the expansion go down, so that's 400 minerals where that he's not spending on units. However, I wanted to expand as well anyway. I like to play the kind of 2-base game rather than just 1-basing, and because I saw those sentries, I did not want to fight up this ramp. I certainly didn't want him to just cancel and pull back up this ramp. It would have been a total waste of time and money on my part. So at this point, still feeling pretty happy. I saw him adding more gateways, so I decided eventually to do the same up here. Right now, money's staying relatively down. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. I mean, my expansion's going up. I'm waiting to make more probes. He's miles ahead of me in probes again because he got this up quicker than me. That's just bad play on my part. That's something I can easily improve in the future. Unit counts are looking roughly the same. He's miles ahead of me in probes. Now this is where he decides to go for that blink attack. Now this is definitely something I've seen a lot before, and I was kind of expecting it, even though I should have had something here watching for it. I just wasn't. I wasn't focusing on the minimap. But such is the life we lead. But he already has a lot of Stalkers, so he clearly... a lot of Zealots, rather. So I feel like he wanted to go into Zealot Archon after this, as a matter of course. I don't think he intended this blink all in to kill me, and that's nice. Only sending the Stalkers, because of course these things are less than useful. Although the Observer would be nice. I assume that's going to come along. How did he get... Oh, he's already got one in my base. That's how that happened. So he's going to blink up here, and taking down this is nice. It's going to delay Colossus production. Luckily for me, I'd already built 2 Robos and started my 2 Colossus. So that happens. Let's take a look at the unit count before death. He's got more Stalkers than I do, and that's all he's got here. He's going back into Templar at home and trying to delay the Colossus production. So I killed a ton of stuff there, but he's still ahead unit-wise right now. This Colossus is the big thing. I can't add any more yet. And look at this, the cheeky boy. He is sneaking a 3rd expansion. I've got this here, which I wanted to use to pressure any 3rd that came up. Never saw it, but look at that. There's my 3rd going up, but his 3rd is finished. But now, I'm ahead in the probe count. So still feeling pretty good about myself. And this is when I'm like, well, do you know what? I'm just going to go try and kill him. Now, unfortunately, this pylon died. That's really frustrating to have lost it right then as I attacked. But looking at this, 20 Stalkers to 23, 3 Sentries to 3 Sentries, 2 Colossus to 2 Archons, and Colossus are better than Archons in this situation, I'm afraid. That's without the range upgrade, though. The range upgrade would be very handy, but because he killed this, it's only just finishing, so I'm not even going to get a chance to do that. 6 Zealots versus 6 Zealots, it's tanky enough. But these 3 Immortals are really going to win the day for me, along with the 2 Colossus. As we see here, just doing tons and tons of damage. His Archons are going to die. I've still got these 2 Colossus. They're still alive all throughout. They only lost shield. And there goes the GG. So we look at that. How... Excuse me, I'll skip out of this. How can I improve in the future? My macro early game, I wasn't making enough probes. I wasn't sitting on that chrono properly. And that's something to look for. I was delaying stuff. I wanted the Zealot out, and then I wanted the Stalker out. So that's definitely a point where I can get ahead. In doing that, I could probably have expanded earlier as soon as I saw it, rather than humming and ahhing about do I attack, do I not attack. What am I happy with? I'm happy with my essentially my mid-game macro. I've got way more probes than him. My third base went up at an appropriate time. And my attack timing was great. I just felt like he probably doesn't have enough to hold this off now that I've got 2 Colossus out. I saw the Blink Stalker attack. It did some damage, nowhere near enough for me to not attack. And the fact that I knew he was heavily invested into Blink Stalker tech meant that he probably wouldn't have double Robo at that point, that he wouldn't have that Colossus. And of course, as we all know in PvP, the person with more Colossus wins the game. So that's it for part 1 of Bronze to the Top. Thank you for watching. Click on the next thing. It should be on the playlist to the right hand side of this video to watch part number 2. See you shortly.